Good morning, Dubai. Welcome back to the Lovin Daily, where I take you through all the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. What a show we have today. We're talking about the Abu Dhabi Green Pass, some things you may not have known. It comes into effect today, so if you're heading down to the capital, this is what you need to know. We're also talking about Sheikh Mansour, who's leading the way for the 2021 blood drive. Also in studio, we have the founder of Hope UAE, Abi Kadam. She's over there. Welcome. Excited to talk to her later in the show.
And we'll also be talking about Coldplay releasing their latest hit on Burj Khalifa and how the UAE has extended the travel ban for inbound passengers from select South Asian countries.
But before we get into all of that, the biggest breaking news this morning, I could not be happier to announce that my dear co-host Simran has big news. It's been months in the making. Months, it feels like months because it's what you talk about most mornings.
Yes, I have started a rival company to rival Lovin Dubai. No, I found an apartment.
Okay, start with the first one.
The first one, the rival company. I just thought like about time, you know. Go head to head. Become my own boss.
Oh, isn't that
Shout
the dream?
at myself, huh?
Isn't that the dream?
It is. No, it's really not for me.
Interesting.
Would you like to start your own business though?
Interesting that we have a boss female entrepreneur in the studio, so maybe we can talk about that. But would I like to start my own business? Yes.
Eventually?
Eventually. Will it actually ever happen? I don't know. I think you need a massive drive and push to do it.
True.
And it has to be something that you're truly passionate about. So it's finding that passion and something that you can actually make a living from.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, it's just the responsibilities, right? Like so many responsibilities that come with starting a business and then also owning a house. Like all this while I was staying in a hotel apartment, so I didn't have to worry about anything. Like it was all just stress-free living. Okay. And now that I'm getting my own apartment, it's just like a lot of responsibilities, and I'm not down for that.
You are down for it. Like I always forget. So Simran's journey, the background on it is you lived with your parents, and then they left. So it was kind of like going out into the big bad world. But you got a serviced apartment, which is kind of as perfect as a life could be because everything's
taken care of. First I had sharing, okay? First I started with sharing.
Yeah.
With random people, just like really bad. And then I got a serviced like a hotel apartment. And now it's my own, but I'm just not down for it. So.
But it's big news. I'm really happy for you.
Thanks.
You finally found a place because you've been literally looking all over Dubai at all hours of the day and not finding something that suited budget and that suited, I guess, convenience because you wanted to be beside the metro. And then today you come in and it's all hopefully sorted. So. We'll bring you that news when it comes.
Oh, no. That's all for the news that's there.
I'm excited for me and Ali to go over for a little party.
Oh, yay.
Has Simran never cooked for you? She never cooked for me either.
No. Haven't, but I've bought food for you.
That's true.
Not for Ali though.
You've never bought me
I got you a donut, but you're like, I don't like pizza, I don't like donuts.
I never said those words.
You said you're not.
You love to say words that never came out of my mouth.
But don't you? He doesn't like pizza. Okay, but whatever.
He doesn't like pizza. I don't know if that's true. Let's jump into our top story, talking about the Abu Dhabi Green Pass. It comes into effect today. Today is the day. They announced it last week, so there's plenty of time to get your ducks in order. Now, the protocol for the Green Pass has been approved, and the aim is to eventually ease restrictions and enhance safe movement and tourism in the country. So check your Al Husn app now. You should be able to see your status. Some people, it's not updating as quickly as you would hope for, but it's a patience game. But the Al Husn color coding system is now in effect and has been updated per the Green Pass protocol to reflect your vaccination status and the PCR test validity. So you may or might not know, a quick recap, there are 6 categories, including vaccinated, second dose recipients and first dose recipients waiting for a second dose appointment. You can check the full rundown. We've already mentioned it on an article. We've talked about it on the live, but it's just worth noting. And also Al Husn have a Twitter account, so if you want to check it there, it's worth noting what green status means. And it means if you've had your second dose within 28 days and you have a negative PCR test, that will give you green status for 30 days. So it'll be a constant PCR test turnover in Abu Dhabi. So vaccinated will not give you a tick on the green Al Husn app. You also need to get a negative PCR every 30 days. And then it runs down and down and down. And if you don't have vaccination at all, this is the lowest rung of the 6 categories, then you will be required to get a PCR test with which has a validity of 3 days. And that's to get into shopping malls, cinemas, parks, beaches. Basically, if you want to live any sort of normal life in Abu Dhabi, this is the road forward, and this is what you need to know. So you need Al Husn on your phone, and then you need to make sure that you have that green status check, or else you're not going to get into anywhere.
True. I think the pandemic disruptions are just ongoing, and like with the rise of cases, some initiatives like this are essential to roll out to prevent another breakout or a third wave of COVID-19 taking over the country and then leading us to another lockdown or more restrictions. So this is just one thing they've put in place to allow us to lead a normal life. And we're so much luckier than other countries that we keep saying, like, every single day. Other countries, like for example India, people have to stay indoors 24/7. There is a nationwide lockdown, but with us, we are allowed to go out. We are allowed to attend events, host events. So this is just a precaution that's in place to prevent any sort of issues that can start with the easing of restrictions.
And it's interesting, there was a week since the announcement, and now it's coming into force. This is Abu Dhabi only, but in some cases we have seen rules in Abu Dhabi then seep through into other Emirates. So let's see where this leaves us. However, the question over tourists and their vaccination status, whether that's needed, we don't have the answer on that yet. However, you can be expected, you'll need to show, if you're not vaccinated and you're a tourist, you'll need to show a negative PCR test to get into all of these places.
Yes. Moving on to some exciting news for Coldplay fans. So Coldplay released their latest hit on the Burj K. So Coldplay's latest hit, Higher Power, was the first music release as well as the first international song to have been projected on the iconic Burj Khalifa. And the music video launch was organized by music streaming platform Angami, and the futuristic themed video illuminated Burj Khalifa was on Coldplay's socials, and the caption read, I'm going to take out the caption. Give me a second. Give me a second, peeps.
Give her a second.
Give me a second.
Give her two.
So, Higher Power on the world's highest tower. Incredible stuff from Angami. So it was an amazing rollout by them. And if you guys saw the music video, it's very futuristic. It's got aliens, I think. It's just got so I was reading, I searched up what exactly does the video mean, Coldplay's music video. And Chris Martin, who's the lead singer of the band, said the song is about trying to find the astronaut in all of us, the person that can do amazing things. So it comes with a little bit of, theme to it.
How symbolic that it was on the top of the Burj Khalifa. And I feel like for any artist or for any performer, for that to happen, for your new song, I think that's awesome. Coldplay, for me, I love them. Coldplay is like one of the bands that I could put on Spotify, YouTube, Angami at any hour of the day, and I'll just enjoy it. But I think that they're quite like Marmite. They're quite polarizing, right? Like some people just don't gel as much. Is it my vintage that loves them? Is it my generation?
No, they are really good. Like they have what is their genre? Oh my god, I just read this yesterday. But yeah, their music is amazing. Like these are the kind, like the soul songs you can just hear over and over again. And I remember when they came down to the UAE in 2017. Did you go for their concert?
No, but the videos of Yas Island, was that New Year's Eve?
Yeah, it was on New Year's Eve.
Biggest regret to ever miss that. Did you see that they had all the balloons coming down?
I didn't see all that.
Were you there, Ali?
Nope.
Oh, yeah, biggest regret not to go to that.
Same. I'm a big fan. Bruno Mars, who came down in 2019, I think. 2019, yes, because after that the pandemic hit and everything went downhill. But yeah, he was down here in 2019. And these two artists, it's like you can just listen to their music again and again and again.
There was Post Malone and The Weeknd that I went to.
Yeah, that was F1.
Yeah.
Which all happened at Do Arena, which is now called Etihad Park, and you'll only be able to get into these places if you're vaccinated. So let's go back to the last story. Get vaccinated. Moving on, we're talking about blood donation. The annual blood donation drive has kicked off, and the son of the ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who is chairman of the Dubai Sports Council. He is leading the way. He was actually the first person to donate blood for the annual campaign, which you may remember, it's 10 years in the making. It's called My Blood by My Country, and he's calling on us, you, all of residents, to do the same. He said blood donations play an invaluable role in saving people's lives, so get on that bandwagon if you haven't. To be honest, I haven't, I don't know if it's an admission I should make, but I haven't actually, I really want to give blood. I think I've only done it about once in my life. I need to maybe this is the time.
This is the time.
This is the stories that you need to remind yourself how important it is to get out and do it.
Bleed for the country.
Have you, do you give blood annually? If you're able to, that is.
I just donated this year once for the first time ever, and I don't know, like it feels really good giving back. I don't know, like if your blood is like good enough, like it can save lives. So just knowing that you are helping someone out in some way possible, it's a very good feeling. But
statistics show that part of this campaign, if you were part of it this year, Simran, they've provided nearly 36,000 units of blood in the past 9 years, which is incredible, which has helped save 90,000 lives. So you could really be saving lives. And if you want to do it, the Dubai Blood Donation Centre is open Sundays to Thursdays, and you can call them. It's actually get in touch with the DHA, 800 DHA, which is 800-342, and get the information there. There's a Dubai Blood Donation Centre that you can walk right into 5 days of the week and give blood. Sunday to Thursday. It would be handy if it was on a Saturday, 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Oh, okay, it's out of work hours. That's good.
Oh, nice. It's a very noble deed that you can do. So if you've been planning to, or if you've been wondering how to give back to the community, this is such an amazing way. I think I'm going to say I'm going to do it, because the way you have to say you're going to do something publicly to actually do it, because you could think something for ages and like put it on the long finger. I'm going to give blood soon this year. Do it. I think you should go as a company and like donate blood.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That's an activity. 100%.
Lovin Dubai donates.
Lovin
gives back. Lovin bleeds red. Oh my god, cringe. Anyway, moving on. So as per recent reports on Etihad's website, the UAE has officially extended the travel ban for inbound passengers from Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal and Sri Lanka until July 7th, adding that this date is subject to further extension depending on the COVID-19 situation in the country. Now, those who have visited these countries over the past 14 days won't be able to enter the UAE either. Although diplomats, UAE nationals and golden visa holders are exempt from the travel ban, the UAE initially announced the suspension of entry from flights from Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal and Sri Lanka on May 12th. Now, there are lots of news reports circulating about silver visa holders. Like there's the gold residency, and then there's silver residency, which like are complete rumors. Like we haven't heard official statements on people with a silver residency being allowed to enter. So if you guys see that, you may want to research more into it before getting worked up about it, because there have been no official announcements on that. And but flights, although flight bans do not affect cargo flights as they remain unaffected. And the 10 countries that are currently suspended are India until July 6th, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Vietnam, South Africa, Zambia, DR Congo and Uganda.
And these are updating so regularly. If you're thinking of planning travel for Eid, we know that there's a list, which you talked about yesterday, of all of the quarantine-free countries. There's over 30, but it's still an awkward one. I'm sorry, I'm just reading a quote from one of you. Neha said, good morning. She said, good morning. She said, by the way, the Phuket sandbox rules have been changing every day. I mentioned yesterday on the show that I've booked a trip to Phuket. And I'm literally having a conversation with someone on WhatsApp before I came on the show about how things can change so quickly. And in Thailand, they're trying to roll out this safe destination for people to fly to. But as we said, we're seeing countries kind of changing regulations. The UAE, if there is a variant which is spreading in any country, they will have to close borders because of that. So just keep an eye, and I guess only travel if you need to travel.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, YOLO, but not YOLO.
I love YOLO coming from, it's a tricky one. I don't know.
YOLO, but not YOLO. Safe YOLO. YOLO. Safely YOLO.
Fly solo. On that note, after the break, we are joined by Abi Kadum, the founder of Hope UAE, which is a group working tirelessly to help single mothers and families who are facing hard times in the UAE. It's a 1-year-old company or group, and it sounds absolutely amazing. So stay tuned. She'll be with us in 30 seconds. Welcome back to the Lovin Daily. Hope UAE has built its reputation as a safe place for women in need, especially single mothers, can come and get the assistance they need to ensure their children will be okay. We are joined by its founder, Abby Kadam. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, good. Thank you so much for having me.
Not at all. I'm looking forward to learning a lot about Hope. We know it's only a year old. For anyone who doesn't know, because it was new to me until Shireen, hi Shireen, who gave us the contact, hooked us up. Tell everyone what Hope is, what you guys do.
So basically, we are a Women for Women support group. We've, like you said, we're just reaching our 1 year mark. We started last year in the pandemic. We saw that there was an increased need for, people needed help. We had single moms whose husbands all of a sudden were unable to come into the country. We had families who've lost their job. And our number one concern was babies and children. So we're basically a support group. We just connect people who need items, especially items that are related to baby and children, with people who have items to give. And in the process of giving these items, we're spreading hope and inspiring people to be kind.
Amazing. And you're the founder. It's your baby from
It's
a year
my
old.
baby. It's my baby, yes.
And we'll talk about your team as well in a little second. I just want to read out a quote from one person who has received Hope.
Okay.
She said, "A few days before, I was too much worried about my sick baby. I only had clothes for him, a few dresses for him, and those dresses was for winter and were too hot for this weather, and which I'd been using for the last 5 months." She went on to say, "No one was able to give me even a little favor, and then one lady met me and gave me hope in the dark. I've received clothes and diapers and many gifts, and it has not stopped." The same lady also received a stroller.
Yes. I mean, we get those kind of messages. I mean, this is why we do what we do, because as you can see, there's a need, there's a gratitude. People are in need of that help. And when you give it to them, I mean, you think it's just a stroller, you think it's just a diaper bag, but to a single mother or a family in need, that is a huge help. And most importantly, you're telling people, hey, we see you, we recognize what you're going through, and you matter. And
not for mom, like a stroller is for a mom who needs it.
Oh my God, do you know that their strollers are like 5,000 dirhams? I have like a PhD in strollers, by the way, at this point. Okay, I have a son, he's 11 years old. I myself am a single mom. So, of course I have empathy, I have compassion, I can relate to them. But when you give a mother, especially a single mom, who doesn't have transportation, she's taking the metro or buses, and she's holding her child and you give her a stroller, that's huge.
100%. You said there's a need for it, and obviously you have compassion and empathy, but at the same time, you started this in July 2020, in the middle of the pandemic. What was the kind of the thing that really spurred you on? Because we can all be sitting at home with our great ideas, and we can all think someone needs to do this. There needs to be more. What, rather than maybe donating to another group, what was the key point that made you say, I need to start Hope?
Well, to be really honest, as you know, the pandemic hit and everyone went through sort of difficulties. I was no exception. But even with, I had a salary reduction at work. But even with that, I realized that, I was still so blessed. I still had everything. Nothing really changed in our lives, right? So I said, you know what, we got to give back. And I wanted to make sure, I wanted to know where are these items going. And I think this is why we've become so successful at Hope UAE. Everything's 100% transparent. It's not like you just give it and you go. No. This is a community. You come in here, you be a part of this. We try to think of ourselves as really a sisterhood. Mm-hmm. Women helping women. So it's not just about anyone can drop off. There's a lot of great organizations in the UAE that help people that you can drop off donations to. But for us, you're connecting to the recipient. You get to hear their story. You get to see their children. You get to see what your contribution has done for them. So it's so honestly, we just said, okay, you know what, let's start a Facebook group, and if anyone needs help. That was 11 months ago. We're about 5,000 members now on Facebook and Instagram. We have a dedicated, amazing group of hope givers. We have an amazing group of volunteers. We've come to learn that people want to help. They want to get involved. They want to give back. They just don't really know where or how. And that's where Hope UAE comes in. If it's related to children and baby items, we will help you connect you with families. So yeah, and honestly, just kind of, as they say, the rest is history.
It's so true, because I think people do at any time of the year want to give back, and they need that. So you are a connector. You're connecting people who want to give with people that need it. You're also social media, because you've grown your group to 5,000, and it's a community, and people want to be heard, they want to be seen. You're responding to them, Facebook, Instagram. But what really shook me when you came in is that you have a full-time job and an 11-year-old son. Yeah.
Who's doing online schooling. So guys, please, send me prayers. Yeah.
Like the online schooling thing is...
Oh my God. Like that, I would rather, I'm convinced that one level of hell is online schooling.
But how do you do it? I'm sitting here with a job, and I think I don't have time for life. But I'm talking to you, I realize how privileged I sound. Can you ever switch off from this?
No.
It's a constant.
It's constant. It's 24 hours. My days and nights are blurred, but I know this sounds so Oprah and so cliche, but when you love something and it's, really when you have just the best intention and you see it growing, it becomes, it takes over in itself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I always, every time, there's days where I get tired, and there's days, I'm human, we have bad days and stuff, but I always think what if there's that one mom sitting there somewhere in her apartment holding her baby and thinking, how am I going to feed my child? I don't have formula. And if I just take that extra 5 or 10 minutes, I could make all the difference to this lady, right? Yeah. So, and of course, as I said, you read that quote, we have so many of those. So there's a need. I don't know. You know what they say, you walk into whatever you're destined to do in your life. And this is without a shadow of a doubt, this is what
you want to do.
This is what I was meant. This was what I was born to do this.
Not
in I thought probably sounded, but you know what I mean? I honestly do with all my heart. I love it. I love the members. I'm involved. Our team, you know what the funny thing is, Casey? Everyone thinks that our team, we're a huge, it's just me and my nanny.
I was going to say, tell me about your team. How
it's
do
me.
You manage?
Who takes care of all the admin. We have Evelyn, who we call her the Chief Operation Officer, and she handles all the deliveries, all the items. And then we have Victoria, who's our logistics person, and she helps us with all the pickups all over the city.
Wow. So small team, big operation. Mm-hmm. Tell me about, let's say, logistics, getting things. So you have someone to take things from one place to another, but one picture I saw was there had been a drive, I think, by an American Moms group, and they gave you a whole lot of stuff, which is amazing. But how do you look after it, and also how do you decide who needs most? I think that would, for me, it's reading the heartbreaking stories.
So anyone that needs help, we have a system in place. It's very, very operational. They sent us an email. We verify their story. Once we have, sort of checked them off that they are in need of help. Listen, the great thing is that most importantly, I'm a mom. So as a mom, you know, moms, we always have an excess of everything for our children, right? And moms know other moms, right? Moms, I mean, we're in that group. So a mom will call me and say, hi, I have items. She'll either drop off the items to us or we'll arrange pickup for them. Once we have the items, we get items from all different peoples. We make a care package, right? So we look at the criteria of the family, how many kids do they have, what are their ages, what diaper size, what formula. We put everything together and then we courier it out to them. We have a great rate that we set up with a courier. It's 15 dirhams flat. And so we tell the families, listen, you pay this 15 dirhams, but you're going to get hundreds of dirhams worth of stuff. And it's just been, like, you know, as I was telling you, I'm admin by professional. So organization,
key organizer.
This is, yeah.
And even you said that someone has given you a place to, because I've seen pictures where it looks like apartments filled of
that's my apartment. That's my apartment. So
how are you living among it all?
Oh my God, my son's always like, Mom, honestly, like, I'm like, no, there's no space.
It's gonna teach him so many good values. By the way.
Yes, it is, because I mean, every day he wakes up and he sees, like, you know, listen, I'm a big believer, like, when you're doing this, you're surrounded by blessings, right? And my son is getting, I'm not just telling him to care about people, I'm not just telling him to be kind, I'm showing him. And I think the most important from all of this is that I get to give that gift to my son.
100%. Tell me one story, whether it's someone who's donated a big amount or someone who's received, that has really just blown you away.
Oh my God, I couldn't even just give you one, because when I tell you we have the most amazing hope givers, a hope giver is the person who spreads the hope. So they're the ones with the items. I've had complete strangers say, hi, I've heard about what you're doing. I'd like to send some items. Can I have your address? I give the address. The next day I have 20 Amazon boxes filled to they don't even know me, you know. Like you mentioned, the American Mom School of Dubai, the group. We had one member that was our member and also her member. She did a huge drive for 2 days at our house, collected strollers and cribs and diapers and everything. People, listen, I think when you are doing something and it's good, it's an energy, right? People feel that energy. They want to gravitate towards that energy, right? Because who doesn't want to go near something that's good, that's pure, that's, inspiring, that makes people feel good. So there's so many stories. At the same time, even better than that is that, like, we have so many hope recipients, and then they get on their feed and then I'll get a message and they'll say, hi, Abby, like, you helped us in a time when we really needed, and my husband and me just got a job. It's not much, but we have a salary and we want to donate our first, a small portion to you. So it really is a play it forward, giving back. It's just, we help you, and then when you're back on your feet, when people say, like, how could I ever repay you? I say, just make sure if someone's ever in need and you're able to help, that you help them.
That's fantastic. I think it's worth noting that you don't accept money.
No, we don't.
You accept, I think this is the thing, you were just like, every mother needs diapers.
Like, the only thing that our group, so everything's pre-loved, right? Everything from the clothes to the baby gear to the toys to the books to the shoes. Everything that we get is items that people have had in their homes, their kids no longer need, or they have grown and they give it to us. The only 3 things that are staples in our group that we always are in need of, always, and we always ask for, is diapers, baby formula, and women's sanitary pads, because that's another big thing in our group, is that we're really trying to end, the stigma about period poverty, right? There's so many women that just cannot afford, basic menstrual care materials and products. So we try to, because we have moms that 20 dirhams is just not, they cannot spend that on this, so we want them to feel,
So good, and it's so good to just have that conversation, because sometimes we just kind of don't really talk about these things.
Yes, but it's important and it's happened. You know what? Period poverty, it affects 500,000 women each year around the world. That's a lot. It
is a lot. And it's something that, let's say, for example, you think about the food and the water, but you just don't move on to sanitary products, which are expensive in this country, expensive in every country.
Very expensive. And I think for us, like, sometimes we take things, I mean, those of us that are blessed and, that we have sort of everything that we could possibly wish for. We don't, when you go into a store and you pick up a pack, I don't know, like, how much is a pack of pads? 20 dirhams, 20, right? 30, yeah. You don't think about it because it's a necessity. This is something you need. This is not like, it's not a chocolate bar or something that you can go without. This is an item as a woman, you need it every month. And we have mothers, especially when they give birth. Okay, so when you give birth, you really need it. Okay, sorry, you look terrified. I realized maybe, okay, so
tell me more.
When you give birth, you need sanitary pads because obviously you didn't, you hadn't had your menstrual cycle for 9 months and now you have it, so you need it. So, and these women don't have it and they're using like old clothes and material and they don't, like, listen, you're a single mom, you have a baby. The last thing you need to worry about is whether you have a tampon or a pad. And 100%. We just want to provide that in addition to diapers and formula.
But guys, this is it. So this is a Facebook group and Instagram page, and they are, with Abby leading the way, really helping single women, single mothers who need the help. And if you want to help, if you've been inspired by this chat, if you want to get on and donate,
yeah, just reach out to us. We're happy to come and pick up the items. Like I said, our group is geared for children and baby items. So if you have any pre-loved baby children items, let us know. Either you can drop it off. We have 2 locations, Burj South or our storage room in TCOM. Otherwise, we're more than happy to come and pick it up. And then if anybody else, the things that we always ask for, the things that we're always in need of is diapers, all the sizes, baby formulas, all of them, stages 1 and 2, and like I said, women's sanitary pads. So these are, if you can send those our way, we'd be very happy.
And what about if someone wants to give their time?
That's even, you know what, that's even better. We are always in need of people to help us with pickups, people help us with deliveries. We're always in need. For example, this Friday, we have a huge sorting session, is when throughout the week we accumulate all the donations. It goes into our storage room, and then we go once every few weeks and we take everything, and that's when we sort the clothes by gender, by age, toys, the shoes, everything, put them all in packages, label everything, organize it. So we're always in need of
this is amazing work, and it's nonstop. Please, when you on Saturday take Instagram stories, send them to us so we can share them on Lovin to keep sharing that message.
I will.
And what you guys are doing is so amazing. What you're doing individually, like, it's just phenomenal.
Thank you.
So congratulations. I hope that sharing the story can get more help their way. So if you're watching, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. I just want to say one thing. Whether you help us or you help any other group, it doesn't matter, where you put your energy or where you put your time or your, resources. What's important is that you get out there, you give back, be kind to each other. The world needs it now more than ever. So
you make me emotional.
Give back to Hope You Ain't, but Hope You Ain't should be the top of your list.
No, but really, when she speaks, I just get like emotional. I don't know, there's something in your voice that's so passionate.
Because this is my baby girl, I love it. I mean, I love my son also. He always says, he's like, you love Hope more than me. I'm like, that is absolutely true.
At least you're honest. Guys, on that note, that is it for us on the Lovin Daily. We're back with you every single morning. Stay safe, wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.